It's Hazelle.
It's Azura.
And it's Germaine.
And welcome back to a brand new season of Clarity's
Wow, we have not done that in so long.
Oh my
in the
gosh.
same setting.
Yes.
We nearly forgot.
It's been such a long time. We had to redo the introduction again.
Yeah, to be honest with you.
Anyways, before we begin this brand new season, there's something that the three of us have been keeping for quite some time.
Oh, we're doing that
And
now.
we
Okay,
are
okay.
absolutely excited to share with the crew and
Correct.
all of our audience members or like listeners of Hush Podcast.
We've been keeping this from season 2.
That's
Wow.
right.
Are you ready?
Special surprise. We're gonna strip.
Yes.
1, 3,
2,
3.
We got us all Hush t-shirts!
And we got them for you too.
Yes, my baby. We have like Hush t-shirts. Oops.
For everybody.
Yes, we have Hush t-shirts for all of the crew members because we just want to say a huge thank you, to all of your effort. I feel a bit like crying now.
Oh, no,
It's
Puya lah,
crazy.
puya lah.
I know, like
From season 1 all the way till season 3, and look at what we've built together with the team. We couldn't have done this without them.
And honestly, we've been wanting to pass you the shirt since like a good 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But circumstances just didn't allow us to lah.
And we didn't want to do it virtually because we
Yeah.
felt
Right.
like, you know.
Anywho, Hush t-shirts! Thank you for designing this very, very beautiful illustration and logo. We are absolutely in love.
We love you guys. We love you guys.
Look at Germaine already cut her t-shirt.
Oh, sorry.
Look at how short it is.
I just cut it before I came here, okay?
It's true. I came out of the toilet and she was like, yeah, I cut already.
Okay, we're gonna pass it to you later.
That's
okay,
right.
But let's get on with today's topic.
Yes.
I would say it's a bit more of a serious kind of issue.
But I think it's very important to
Very
address
important.
and very, very relevant. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. Do you guys know about the Britney Spears saga? What do you know about it?
I did it again.
Hey, that's her song.
Yeah.
But do you guys know what she's going through, has been going through for a while now?
I have to admit, I haven't been following much of like the English side of the entertainment news growing up, but I did intensive homework and research, and wow, this woman has been through a lot, man.
Exactly, yeah. So I think we didn't really know what she's been going through because she has been silenced for many years as part of something called a conservatorship, right? And that is where basically any decision that you want to make on your own, you can't. You have a legal guardian or someone appointed to make all those decisions. So she was really, I think, sort of like oppressed. For 13 years, she's been stuck in this conservatorship.
Yep.
And so many people have been trying to start this Free Britney movement for years now.
So she can't make her own personal choices.
Yeah.
She's not free to
spend
spend
her
her own
money.
money. Even though she's been making $131 million
Yeah.
at concerts and stuff like that. So who's been handling all her decisions?
Well, it's actually been her dad,
Jamie.
her dad, Jamie, who has been handling all the decisions.
But why that expression though?
Because I think he is an evil person, I have to say. He has been working her to the bone for 13 years now and basically giving her nothing. He's taking all her money. In fact, her whole family is in on this conservatorship, even her sister and her mom.
But how do we know for a fact that that's true? You know what I mean? How do we know that this is not her father caring for her, making sure she works hard and making sure her money is safe somewhere?
I think-
that's the issue.
I think the pretext is that, that's the forefront of it, that it's care.
Right.
That it's, that she's not able to make these decisions herself. I think they basically made use of the mistakes that she's made. Yeah, to go, hey, look, she did this, not sound, cannot handle herself.
Yeah, but how can you take away someone's autonomy just because she made some mistakes? And at that point in her time, we'll touch on this as well, she was being harassed by the media. She was really being torn apart by everyone in the world. Under that kind of pressure, wouldn't you go crazy?
Exactly. Well, that's true as well.
But there's been news that came out that all her family members are on the payroll of this conservatorship. So they all earn money from it, which I think is really sad. It's really sad. And she basically said that she lost years of her life to this. She lost her dreams.
Okay, so let's turn time back. Back in the 2000s, what happened to Britney Spears? So what I remember is she was attacking a paparazzo's car with an umbrella. What was it, in the middle of the night or something?
We were so young when this happened, but it
Yeah,
was
exactly.
so impactful.
Yeah.
I think she had gone to a salon, shaved her own head
Yes.
with paparazzi capturing all of this, and then went to beat a paparazzi's car.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it didn't help that when the camera captured her attacking the car, the way that she was positioned in front of the camera, it was putting her at a disadvantage. She looked fierce, she looked crazy. Yeah, she looked like she just couldn't keep herself together.
Yeah.
So at that point of time, I think she really was being harassed by the media, and that caused some sort of mental health issues. And I think fast forward to basically how the conservatorship is today, what is happening today. She has the right to choose her own lawyer. I think that's huge, where basically she will be able to fight for herself. She's very open now on Instagram saying that she has lost her dreams. She's angry at these people closest to her and she wants to fight back. And everyone is really just helping her right now.
But from what I read on the news, she managed to change a lawyer, right? She managed to change, I think, did Jamie step down or something due to some health concerns or health reasons?
I think she was fighting for her own right to choose her own lawyer, because under the conservatorship, technically Jamie is allowed to choose her lawyer, right?
Right,
but
right.
if he chooses, how is it going to be a
How
fair
is she
fight?
gonna fight against him?
Exactly. So that's what is currently happening right now. But we want to talk about how the media has treated celebrities, especially female celebrities, when they're young, when they're like 16, 18 years old. Britney included. Who else do you guys know? Christina.
Janet Jackson, I read about the one where she was performing with Justin Timberlake, right? And then Justin Timberlake just stripped off like half of a bra. So what I heard was he was only supposed to strip off the top layer, revealing like a red lace bra underneath. But the garment just collapsed and everything just came off. And I think Janet Jackson really suffered like heavily for this one incident.
She was being called a slut, she was being called disgusting, and this Justin Timberlake, I have to say, he's very problematic. Also with Britney, trying to come out now and say like, oh, I support you. Boy, bye. Angry.
Yeah. I think that whole incident with Janet Jackson also like termed the Nipplegate incident, right?
Yeah.
Like really blew up on the internet, and she became like the most searched term back in 2004 and 2005. It was insane. It was crazy.
And that wasn't even her choice. She did not consent to having her body being shown all around the world.
Yep.
And I think it's just heartbreaking. I think someone else who's really been affected by the media, Megan Fox, when she came onto the scene as a very young actress in like Transformers and stuff like that, they sexualized her,
Like
objectified her.
crazy.
She was just a sexual icon.
Yeah.
There was no use for her apart from that in the media's eyes. And now I think this year we're starting to gain consciousness about it. And a lot of media outlets have actually apologized to Megan Fox, saying that, we're so sorry for the way we treated you last time, and we're changing our mindsets now.
Coming from a media's point of view, back in those times where social media wasn't so prominent yet, right? They really had to find ways to make sure that their copies, the newspapers, the magazines...
We're getting sold.
Yes, exactly. So sometimes the measures they take may be a bit extreme. Yeah, but I'm glad that they're stepping forward to say sorry right now.
Exactly. I think in the past, in the 2000s, right, they really attacked the younger girls. Can you imagine as an 18-year-old, the most famous pop star in the world, Britney, and being asked about your virginity on camera? How is that appropriate in this day? No way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She actually mentioned that she wanted to keep her virginity till after she was married, right?
Yeah.
But in the end,
She broke it. She admitted she broke it with Justin Timberlake. Then isn't it? It takes two hands to clap, right? You can't have
Exactly,
sex alone, right? So
Yeah,
why did
exactly.
they kind of annihilate her and not him?
Yeah.
And what is shocking is Justin Timberlake actually talks about this openly in his interviews. Don't you think that's very mean?
Yeah.
It's very rude, And this
exactly.
person is your ex-girlfriend. Like, I don't think you should be taking things out to public like that.
He wrote a song, lah.
Yeah,
Cry Me a River.
That's right. That's right.
That's why I'm so pissed that now he's coming out and saying like, "Oh, I support you. You were not there for her, Justin."
I think there's so many underlying issues with this, and I think there's various degrees as well.
Yeah.
Like what we're looking at are extreme cases, but I think it even starts from right at the bottom of the chain, where these things are just left unnoticed, or people just do it and they accept it as norms.
I think we have come so far from the way that women were portrayed and treated in the media since last time. I mean, look at all the magazines these days. They're
Right.
trying to be more inclusive, include like plus size and all different sizes, diversity and stuff like that. But in the past, there was nothing like this. So I think we should be glad. We're living in a time of change.
Exactly, I fully agree. And I feel so thankful that, in this time where social media is a platform easily available for everybody, we can just speak up like that. We don't have to go through traditional forms of media to have our voices heard. We can speak up for ourselves as women, and that is something I'm super grateful for.
But how do you guys think women and men are treated differently in the public eye?
You mean right
definitely.
now or back in the
Well, back
past?
then.
Back then. We are talking about maybe 2005.
2000s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
I think first of all, male celebrities get away with a lot more.
Agree.
And I would dare to say even today.
Definitely.
I think males in general, they are still at an advantage when it comes to the standing in society. Sad to say, like a lot of things, I think women, we are still standing at a disadvantage. And though I think things are improving, but the disparity is still there.
Well, honestly, I think that this systemic problem, right? In the past, it really used to protect men, where they can do the craziest things. I mean, look at Marilyn Manson. You guys know him?
Yep.
A lot of reports have come out in the last couple of months where he literally held young girls against their will, beat them every day, and abused them. And now these women are coming out to say that, I was raped, I was literally hit by Marilyn Manson. He wouldn't let me eat, he wouldn't let me drink water, he locked me in a room and stuff like that.
Aiyo, what is wrong with this guy? Huh?
No, he there really is something wrong with him.
Yeah.
But the media protected him for so many years.
Yeah.
They refused to publish stuff like that. And I think that really comes down to who owns the media.
Exactly. So one recent incident that really blew up the whole Chinese entertainment scene, right? Have you guys heard of Chris Wu? Chris Wu, the very famous rapper. So he was part of EXO, and then he left. He went to China, mainland China, to really focus on his singing career. And apparently he is a womanizer. You're a womanizer.
Britney.
So anyways, recently, many of his toys, I would say, many of his women started to speak up on social media, saying things about him, how flirtatious he is, how much he sleeps around, and how much of an asshole he is. There even was one report whereby this lady, I think one of his exes, even stood up to say he liked to ask his ladies, am I very big or not? Am I very big or not? They say I'm very big. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is what I heard. And then the lady just went on social media and said, you know the feeling where you're trying to pick your nose with your finger, but what goes in is a toothpick? So there's this meme ongoing now that says, Chris Wu is a toothpick.
Damn!
But point is, look at this.
Yeah.
Many people can just step up, use their own platforms to go against such a huge icon like Chris Wu. And almost immediately, so many sponsors, clients cut ties with him. Yeah, really. I think he is really seeing a huge drop, a drastic drop in his income right now.
That wouldn't have happened back then.
Exactly.
So things have really, really changed. And even in Singapore, I remember, right, from when we were young, there was this Chinese show on Channel 8. Do you remember the girls in bikinis running down Orchard Road?
Yes, Felicia Chin.
Fiona Xie,
yes,
a couple
Jeanette
of them.
Au.
That was crazy news. Everyone was
Right.
sort of vilifying them.
The poster is still very hot.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
I'm not seeing that.
Near the toilet.
Okay, near the toilet.
my
We go and check it out.
gosh.
But do you remember that? That
I
was
do.
crazy in the early 2000s when I guess they protected women like we were some sort of pure things when we're all humans, right? Yeah, and they were vilified.
But do you think that drama could have happened now? Maybe four ladies, who are we talking about? Let's say Carrie Wong, Chantel Ng,
Yeah.
running down Orchard Road in their bikinis. I don't think so, man.
I don't
way.
think so
right?
because that drama in the past was shot with what we call the male gaze, right?
Right.
Where it is shot to serve a male.
Yeah.
Whereas these days it's different because they are trying to make it not so objectification, not so objectifying of women. So I think it's really different. I don't think that could ever happen now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's so funny how things have changed. It's only
It's
been,
true.
15 years?
It's true. But I want to touch back on the Chris Wu one.
Okay.
Because
Too
you
big.
see, yes, too big. You see, we hear a lot about, let's say, okay, we're looking at celebrities, right? Male celebrities. They
Right.
can sleep around.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But imagine knowing that a female celebrity has been, oh, with this guy, with this guy, with this guy. And then the talk among people is just different.
Yeah.
Until today, don't you think so?
I feel like for males, they would celebrate.
Yes.
Like, oh, you know, you got so many chicks,
Yeah,
da da da.
yeah.
For females, it'd be like,
Slut lah.
slut shaming.
Yeah, but I don't think it's right to say it's okay for male celebrities to sleep around. I don't think that's
say
okay
no
at
ah.
all. Yeah, I mean, in social media's eyes, like followers on social media, I also think that they would condemn this kind of behavior more so in today's context, in say the Chinese or the Korean market. That's what I feel. So look at how show law went down as well. That whole, what do you call that, when many people have sex?
Orgy.
Yeah, that's the
orgy.
one. Yeah, when that happened, his girlfriend of 9 years actually stood up and went against him. Just one post was all it took to ruin his entire career.
Good on her.
Yeah, and he's trying to stand back up now lah. I don't think it's going very successful, in my own humble opinion. But yeah, I don't think it's celebrated at all. I just think sleeping around, I don't know, because you are a celebrity, you are an artist, you have a higher price to pay.
Definitely. I think things have really changed in terms of how the media portrays. But I don't know in Singapore, have you guys ever seen like maybe people that you know, your colleagues, fellow celebrities?
Sleep around.
No, like writing,
writing.
being vilified by the media. For example.
Suddenly scared.
Being what by
I'm
the
not asking
media?
all to spill the tea. No tea is going to be spilled here. But basically being attacked by the media or gossip sites writing about them. Any recollection? No?
I remember 2 years ago, I think.
I feel a bit of hesitation.
Yeah,
Is
a bit
it?
of hesitation. Okay,
Okay.
but this is news lah. This
Yeah.
is in the local scene, I remember this
Yeah.
screenshot being exchanged between Carrie Wong and Ian Fang. Do you remember that?
I remember
Yeah, where
that.
they exchanged pretty intimate like conversations, DMs on Instagram, and we have no idea till today how that conversation got leaked, but it caused such a big hoo-ha lah. In all honesty, I feel like nobody can confirm like what relationship they are. You know, they may be, for all we know, just friends, just buddies, you know, talking casually. We don't know for sure. Why are you smiling like that? Do you know anything I don't?
No?
You want to spill some tea on camera?
No?
Oh, okay.
But I think the good thing about Singapore is incidents like these blow over quickly. You know, it doesn't really affect Carrie nor Ian, thankfully. They can still go about like their daily drama filming and stuff like that. Of course, they stood up to say sorry, causing hurt to their fans and stuff like that. But I think the audience in Singapore is more forgiving, I would say, than people in China or Korea.
Don't you think that these, how to say it? Okay, I understand that celebrities having signed up for this life would have known what they're coming in for. But don't you think this is the main reason why it drives people like Britney into the state that she's in?
Definitely.
Definitely, because of these expectations, because you have to behave better because you're a celebrity.
Exactly.
But you're human there, you know, and I'm sure they have their frustrations where everything they do gets blown out of proportion, that they have to take care of themselves better when they have more stress, I would say, or equal amount of stress, and they want to do the same stuff that people do.
At the end of the day, I think we really need to just always keep in mind we are all human and we all make mistakes, and no one deserves to be driven to a point like that by the media. Look at Princess Diana. She was literally driven to death while the paparazzi was chasing her. And I
Well,
think
literally.
yeah,
Literally.
that was so many years ago. And even today, Meghan Markle is also undergoing the same thing, and that's why they decided to leave the royal family, because Harry didn't want Meghan to end up in a situation like his mom. Yeah, but you see how women and men are treated so differently in the media. I mean, at that point of time, Charles was cheating on Diana too.
Yeah.
But no one chased him down, or, you know what I mean? No one kind of like assassinated him in the media.
Aiya, so tough. How are like that? How are everybody?
How can we make things better, right? That's the thing. I think things have really, really changed with more and more female celebrities speaking up. For example, Taylor Swift, right? She used to be so hated on for writing songs about boys. What's wrong with that?
Songs about her ex.
The song is nice, what? We're never getting back together. Yeah, I'm sure you all want to tell that to your ex.
Listen, all of you are just jealous that, you know, you have the same emotions she does, but she managed to change it into money lah.
And Olivia Rodrigo, this new up-and-coming singer, right?
Aiyo,
Her
yeah.
new album, Sour, is full of very salty songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, lah, her own opinions, her own expression. Lah, like, who can say No, right? You also
You're not
listening
happy
to
that
the
you write
song.
your own song lah.
No, we can see the difference in the way that they treated Taylor Swift. They made
Yeah.
fun of her.
Exactly.
Made her a joke, but Olivia is number one. She's being
Right.
celebrated.
Yeah.
But that
Right.
means we're moving in a right direction.
Yeah, I fully agree. That's great. So what do you think about the treatment of women in the media these days? Like you mentioned, from Taylor to Olivia. What other examples do you girls have in mind that make you think that things have really changed for the better?
Changed for the better. Well, I think with social media, right, a lot more females are empowered to speak on their own.
Woohoo!
So they can make the news, you see, because they don't have to rely on someone else or news outlets to
speak on their behalf.
on their behalf. Exactly. Like, for example, Lizzo. She is someone that is super hardworking, but people body shame her every single day. In her comments, every time I see, it's very sad. Yeah. And she basically told everyone, you know what? I work out every day. I'm probably more fit than half of you guys. And I work out not to have that ideal body type. I work out to have my own body type. And that really shook the world. Everyone was like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, why should she be working out to be a size 0?
Yeah.
So I think that autonomy really has changed things.
And sadly, I think till today, society's perception of beauty is still thin girls, more in the Asian kind of context. Like maybe in the US, curvy girls are more accepted. But you know, in Asia, we like stick thin girls. And this is why so many female artists really work so hard to achieve that kind of body.
Yep.
Look at all our Korean K-pop like singers. How many of them lose their periods?
Correct.
Because they don't eat. Because
Correct.
they
They
want to
lose
lose
their
weight.
periods?
Correct, because they don't eat.
Exactly.
So their period won't come.
Yeah.
Because they got no nutrients in them. Oh.
This happens
really
so
very bad,
often.
You guys know Hwasa?
Yeah.
Love.
Mama
Hwasa is
Moo.
beautiful.
Yeah,
But
she is.
The media call her fat for years. Like,
Her
I will
body is
fight anyone who
great,
calls
eh.
Hwasa fat. Y'all come here, okay? I am at one off. I fight you.
Her body is great.
God. Yeah.
But putting her beside, say, Lisa, Jenny, for example, of course
Yeah.
we can see a difference, but that's beauty in her own way. I also agree that her figure is absolutely gorgeous.
Queen
I'll
Hwasa.
choose her figure over like don't want to say lah.
Yeah, so I feel like the media is really working in the favor of women these days. I feel.
I think with the whole Me Too movement, they realized that if they continued to attack women, they would have no readership. The days where, you know, they used to take like the worst pictures of female celebrities on their holidays, like in a bikini. Like, you can't possibly suck in all the time. What are you thinking, right? And they're on their holiday. Like, I just want to let my tummy loose, cannot? No, but then this picture would go on
Yeah.
the front page news. Oh,
Yep.
she gained a couple of pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, time to stop eating so much. What is with this obsession
Right.
of women's bodies?
And in the Chinese entertainment industry, when female artists, after giving birth, right, they can go back to their weight prior to being pregnant. It's like huge, you know, like the news will cover it and say, oh my gosh,
How is that
this?
news, huh?
Yeah, how is this how this woman even pregnant at all?
People in
how
the world
did
are dying every day.
How did she manage to lose so much weight at such a short amount of time? But you have no idea what she's been going through. She may be planking
Yeah.
for 18 hours a day at home every day.
While trying to heal from a childbirth.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. And that's why it's so important to talk about media's portrayal of women, because it affects all the young women out there right now.
Yep.
And it puts such such high expectations on them that they can never live up to.
Exactly.
Because
So-
to be honest, a lot of celebrities Photoshop themselves as well. So those are expectations that even they can't live up to.
Yeah,
Right.
for
Exactly.
You get
For
what I
sure.
mean?
And it's a chain cycle, you see. It's a chain thing, because the celebrity knows that the media is coming after them.
Right.
They will do whatever it takes to lose that, fat, let's say, after childbirth. And then mothers out there who are struggling with their, newborns, look at them and say, they can do it. How
So
come I
can
cannot?
I, yeah,
No,
right?
how come I cannot?
Yeah.
Why am I taking so long? Why is my progress not even there? It's a chain thing, leh.
They're beating themselves up over
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
So I was just sharing with Germaine and Azura the other
Oh.
day that I felt so bad about myself for eating so much. Remember? I was telling my girls, I was saying, oh my god, you know what? I gained 2 kg. I feel so bad. And I found that why am I feeling so bad? Because when I watch movies, when I watch like TV dramas, and I see like the female lead in the show, wow, so skinny, so fit. I'm like, how come she can? Being in this industry as
That's
a
what I
radio
say every
job.
day when I look at her.
What?
Why she like that? Damn it.
It's true, yes.
But so this is the kind of thinking I will have. I will ask myself, I'm an artist as well. They are in the entertainment industry as well. If they can do it, should I be also working harder to achieve that kind of body. To the extent that one day when I met like my girls again, I told them, you know what, I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm just gonna eat whatever I want.
Exactly.
And they immediately shook my hands.
Yeah,
They said,
we
"Congratulations."
celebrated. No, honestly, I feel that Hazy is really, really hard on herself. Like, I understand, the
Sometimes
pressures
lah.
of being in this industry, but we love you so much, and we love you no matter what you look like.
Exactly. And
Really.
Sweet.
we want you to be happy, like to think of yourself first.
Exactly. And I found that after I told myself, I'm just gonna let myself eat whatever I want, I was indeed happier. And I ate less.
Oh,
Because I don't feel the pressure.
reverse psychology.
Yeah, exactly. The more I tell myself I'm not gonna have this McGriddles, the more I want it. The more I'll eat it. The more weight I'll gain.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, so just be happy. Let yourself, eat whatever you want in moderation, of course. You'll feel good for the rest of the day.
So as women on social media, right? Because social media is a form of media these days.
Yeah.
Let us always try to support other women, and let us always, firstly, don't leave nasty comments on
Yeah.
other women's Instagrams.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yes,
as a woman
whether they're
yourself?
celebrities or not, whether you know them or not,
Yeah.
they're like human beings. They're very real people with very real feelings at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they will see your comment at some point, whether or not, you think that, oh, there are thousands of them, like, they're not going to see it. But they might just see it.
Yeah.
And that one thing might just push them over the edge.
Exactly. And if you think that they won't see it, why even leave a comment in the first place, right?
Exactly.
Your mother never teach you, man. Nothing good to say. Don't say anything.
Love it.
Right, and I think that hopefully, with all this open conversation, right, we can inspire you, or you can be inspired to call out all these body shamers, call out people that send you nasty comments. I used to do this where people shame me, right? Then I screenshot and post on my story.
Oh.
Then the guy texted me, he was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Only fat, it hurt my feelings. Funny lah, but yeah, so you on social media, you have your own autonomy. Let us take this power back.
While we're saying things like free Britney, while we're saying things like, oh, the media has treated these people so badly, but right now it's flipped in such a way that you are the media. Because of the accessibility.
Yes. You are your own media.
Exactly. And there you are commenting on people's pictures just because you don't know them, just because you think they're celebs. You're driving them to the ground.
Yeah, and most of the time, these nasty comments come from accounts newly created.
Correct.
Trolls.
No profile picture.
Correct.
No followers.
That's right.
Then come and leave all these kind of nasty comments.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah. And I've seen this somewhere online, like if you can't offer anything nice, offer your silence.
Shut the fuck up. basically. It's true, yeah. Not everything that
Offer
you
your
think
silence.
has to be said. Oh, yeah.
Fully agreed.
So take the power back, and it's okay if you make mistakes in the past. All of us here have. We might have left a nasty comment, thought of something nasty in the past, but times change and we need to change with it as well.
I think maybe sometimes it's in human nature, to just think of something or, make your own judgments and things like that. But I think what's more important is that if you're aware of it, like if you think that this is something that's important and it is, then just catch yourself, If you're going to think it, catch yourself and go, okay, hold up.
Yep.
And just think of something nicer, you know what I mean? Because I think at the end of the day, it all boils down to everybody has problems that you don't know of and you don't know what they're going through. And you should just be kind when you can because it costs nothing.
Right, exactly. And I think the most, maybe when you hang out with your friends, you just gossip about it a bit. There's no need to take it on social media or like comment on that person's photo or video, and make it like publicly seen or heard.
But I think we have really reached a new era. In I think the 2015 was sort of a turning point, to be honest, and media outlets are aware of their responsibility more now than ever of whatever that they say could impact young minds everywhere. For example, you guys know Little Mix, right? When Jessie Nelson actually left, it was huge news, but she had left because of her mental health. If she had stayed any longer, I don't think she'd even be with us right now. So she had to leave. And everyone was so understanding, okay, it was for her mental health. Let us give her the space that she needs. All the fans were so supportive. And that is something that I could never see happening in the early 2000s.
Oh, actually true. I come to think of it this way. Yeah. And I've heard of a lot of like K-pop groups, right? I can't really remember. I think it was twice. One of the members was feeling a bit like depressed, anxious all the time, and then she took a step back, and the company like also supported her decision.
Oh, great.
Like saying what, we'll give you a space, take the time you need to heal, come back when you're ready. Oh, she had stage fright.
Oh my god.
For someone who has been performing, dancing and singing all the time, she had stage fright suddenly. This is something.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Concerning,
Because I actually, now that you've mentioned that, I remember something happening. Remember a couple of years ago when Jonghyun from SHINee took his own life, right?
Oh my god, I cried. That one was really, really sad. Yeah.
It really is. And I think in an award show following that incident, IU, who's his very good friend, she went on stage and she said something which I think made everybody sort of just sit up and listen for a minute. She said, listen, these people are out there to perform for you, to make you happy and to create for you. But in that process, they need to heal themselves as well. You need to know that they're humans. They fall sick, they feel unhappy, and they're allowed to feel unhappy. Allow them to feel these feelings, because a lot of times they have to portray themselves as perfect. They have to portray themselves as happy. They're given
Optimistic all the
personalities
time.
on cam. That's crazy. And I think when she said that, everybody just sort of sat up for a minute and just listened,
Definitely. I think it's a shock to everyone as well that, that whole thing happened. But it's so important to understand how can we change to prevent more similar incidences from happening. So I think audiences and media outlets are a bit more sensitive right now to women's struggles with mental health. And the reason why I think we struggle a lot more is because of gender-based abuse. A lot of abuse is targeted at women and not at men. And while there is a lot of change already, I think there's still more to be done, especially if, you are the owner of a media outlet. You need to set the agenda that you cannot do this. For example, just last week, Blake Lively, she's got 2 kids with Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
The paparazzi have been chasing her kids down, trying to get a photo of her kids and post it up without consent to earn money for profit. And Blake Lively actually said, here is what we can all do collectively to stop this from happening. Don't click in, don't share it, don't consume the content. If you don't give them the profit, they can't earn from it.
Right.
If there's no demand for that content, it will die because they need to find something where there's profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she made a statement and a call to everyone in the world to protect her kids and to protect women and children everywhere.
Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah. So don't consume the content and they will not have a business.
But so hard not to click. I also want to see. I just want to see how the kids look like.
I know lah, but we're all human lah. And as long as we know which way to go, I think change will happen.
And I think I remember a similar incident. Angelababy and Huang Xiaoming. So they have a kid called Xiao Haimian, Little Sponge together. Very cute lah. And they're very insistent on not letting Xiao Haimian's his face be seen.
Right.
So there was one time like this reporter managed to take a photo, like full face on of the kid's face, and he posted it. Okay. Wow, they were outraged there. I remember they were outraged and they took it to social media. The reporter had to take down the photo and everyone was just on everyone was just on Angelababy's side lah. And that was really nice to see.
But I think at this juncture as well, we also want to say that, while we're focusing on like women, the portrayal of women in media and things like that, we do understand that these things are happening to guys as well.
Of course.
Sure.
Rampantly. Yeah. I was just saying quite recently actually that I feel like especially in K-pop, I think the guys are getting sexualized more than the girls right now.
Oh, dang.
It's just not okay. As much as we're trying to protect women right now and everybody's on the edge, right? News outlets, when it comes to women, they're very sensitive because they know people will come at them, people will come after them. But I think at the end of the day, it's a human thing. It's a decency thing. Yeah.
So not just women, but also how are men being portrayed in the media. But yes, the rise of social media has definitely allowed these celebrities to gain control and have a direct channel to talk to their fans.
That's right.
And to show their fans the struggles that they're going through.
Not just social media. I think a lot of messaging platforms, apps as well. Online, you don't have to have the number of that celebrity. If you have like the username, you guys can be like group chat together.
Do they do that?
Yeah. I think in other countries they do that quite a bit, like online or like on or whatever websites that platforms that they use. And this is also a way for celebrities to just get out there, communicate with the fans without the influence of other platforms
Yeah.
or like other media channels, for example.
Definitely. So they can control the story. They don't have to go through these media outlets that will twist their words and report something different.
That's
and
right.
I think that's the biggest change in the last couple of years. So let us continue raising strong women to, fight back against the system.
Yeah, exactly. I think we should always keep out our positivity and don't leave nasty comments on social media.
Don't
Let's
leave
just be
nasty
nice, be
comments.
kind,
Understand that the humans, if there are bad days, don't say, oh, but you're supposed to be perfect, you're supposed to be happy.
Yeah, screw you lah. Nobody's perfect, okay? Sometimes when I put up like I'm so tired, like these 3 words on my IG story, right? I feel bad for doing that. I have to admit it.
And you shouldn't
I
have
feel like, oh my gosh, am I like taking up like more resources? In Chinese we call them 社会资源. Like the past few months have already been tough enough on like us
Right,
Singaporeans.
right.
I shouldn't be like bothering people with all these kind of like negative sentiments. So sometimes I do feel bad, but I press post anyway lah.
Okay.
I'm
In
guilty
fact,
of
when I
this also,
see
leh.
celebrities like, for example, Khloe Kardashian, when I see her sharing openly about how her husband cheated on her and stuff like that, that makes me feel that, touch
I
wood,
don't need lah, don't have.
Don't need lah. Okay, okay.
Just touch me.
Oh, touch.
That makes me feel that, hey, even the people that we think are the strongest, the most
Yes.
perfect, they go through these things as well. And it shows to your audience that we don't have to be perfect all the time. They don't have to be perfect all the time. Yeah. So it's hard to be vulnerable on social media, definitely. But it does give people sort of like a sense where, hey, I think we are all just human.
Yeah, exactly. And on that note, like I mentioned, the past few months have been such like have been an
Tough.
emotional roller coaster for so many of us, right? And we just want to shout out, like, if you really need someone to talk to, please talk to your teachers, your family members, your friends. Make sure you get these things off your chest.
Yeah, and I just hope you know that at no point you feel like, oh, but going to someone with my problems, they probably have their own problems. I'm being, a bother, I'm being burdensome. I hope you don't feel that way, because I feel like a lot of people will be more than happy to really just hear you out.
Yeah.
So don't discredit yourself that way and get the help that you need.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A true friend would always be a shoulder to cry on and always a listening ear.
You two will always have my shoulder.
Okay.
Left side for Germaine, right side for Azura.
Okay. Yeah. If you really got no friend, you can't look for us.
Can
lah.
I write
won't
my
listen, I
name there?
promise.
Can.
Okay.
Tattoo.
Tattoo. Germaine Azura. Hush.
If you know how to sign on behalf of me, she can
Hey,
sign
wanna
for
get
me.
this tattoo?
Us 3 ah.
Sorry?
On here.
You steady, I steady. Dang!
No, with the whole crew.
Everyone don't have to look at us
They
now.
want to run out already. They want to cut
Some
camera.
cult
already. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us for our very first episode of season 3. I think some of the key takeaways from today's discussion, so much has changed in the media. There's still so much more to be done, but let's treat anyone that we meet as humans and not as objects.
Yes, and if you need a bit of positivity, you can always follow us on @itsclarity.co. I absolutely love the content being posted there.
yeah.
If you need some motivation, I think you can scroll through the feed. I'm sure you'll find a quote that will help you for that day.
Yeah, or our face.
Also can.
But we're so happy to be back, my goodness.
So thank you very much for joining us in this first episode of season 3. Before we end off, let's give them a very nice view of our new tattoo that we're all gonna get, huh?
Yeah.
I
If the
think
crew
this is-
member
I like
steady,
this
I
can.
steady.
Oh, just like this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us this episode, and make sure you follow us on Instagram @itsclarity.co for more updates on Hush Podcast.
That's right, and this is the first episode of season 3. You can binge watch, you can binge listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you consume your podcast. Me listen as well. And I've also heard that there are people who, they listen to us on these platforms, and then because we mention certain things, right, they go over to YouTube to watch in visuals, because you can see what we're talking about, and so you can listen to us while you're doing stuff, and then when you're a little bit more free, you can go and watch on YouTube.
You
That's
want to see
right.
our face?
Your comments are always very much appreciated. Nice comments, I mean.
Yeah, because we're human, we got feelings. Later we hurt, then we cry, we
It's
sad.
true. We do cry.
Alrighty, I'm Hazel.
I'm Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Clarities.
right.
We have a song for you.
That's right. To celebrate Britney, hashtag free Britney.
Free Britney.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart. I got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby. Oops.
Oh my god.